Dreamers, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have watched some of my previous videos, you guys know that I started a brand new challenge last month that I'm calling 1 Month 1 Palette. I have been inspired by some of the beautiful ladies here on YouTube to focus on using one eyeshadow palette for the entire month, and I chose Tartelette's In Bloom palette. And I told you guys that I would do a get ready with me, show you what my favorite look of the month turned out to be. So this is the look that I'm going to show you how to do today. If you want to see how to do this as well as the rest of what I have on my face, stay tuned. Okay, I'm going to start by priming my face with Too Faced Primed and Poreless. I really like this primer. I think that it does a really good job of hiding pores and really of making my foundation look really nice. So I don't just use it for pore filling, I actually put it over my whole face, as you can see. Okay. And now we're gonna go for foundation, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and this is in the color 125 Nude Beige. The only thing that I do not like about this foundation is that it does not have a pump, so it makes it more difficult to get the product out. I would much prefer that it had a pump, because this is a really nice foundation. It's only like $6, and there is a moth flying around that's apparently loving my lights, and it's going to drive me insane. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, I'm going to buff that in with my Real Techniques buffing brush. I found that if you've watched any of my get readies with me before, and I really like to use that Tarte brush, I find that that particular brush, which does give a more coverage look, it just makes this particular foundation look cakey, and this brush does not. So, you know, if you're having trouble with a foundation, don't give up on it right away. And my cat is now after the moth. Oh, I think she got it. Get it. I think she got it. But if you're having trouble with the foundation, don't give up on it right away. Try a different primer, try a different application technique, a different brush, a different, try a beauty blender. Try different things before you just give up on it, because there have been foundations that I've tried before that I didn't like at first, and that once I found the right way to apply it for my skin, I really liked it. Okay, for my concealer, I'm going to use, she's just playing with it. Like, she caught it and then she let it go, and then she caught it and then she let it go. Like, just catch it and get rid of it. I'm using my NYX HD concealer, and this is in Glow. This is one of my favorite concealers. If you have dark circles, getting up right here in the corner of your eye with concealer can really make a huge difference as far as the way that the concealer actually does cover up your under eye circles, because usually if you have dark circles like I do, you've got some darkness right there too, and that can make a huge difference. Okay, to set my under eye, I'm going to go into my e.l.f. contour palette into that banana shade, and I'm going to use, this is a Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm just going to pat that over that concealer. If you have really pink undertones to your skin, I don't recommend using a banana powder, but if you have neutral or warm undertones, then a banana powder will work great and add a little bit of brightness. If you have pink undertones, I would go with something a little bit more of a white shade for setting your under eye, because the banana powder is just really going to show up more on your skin. Okay, and then to set the rest of my face, because with this foundation I do need to set this, it's not going to just stay all day long. I do have combo oily skin, so I will get oily in my T-zone. So I'm going to use my Makeup Forever HD powder, and this is just a Sonia Kashuk powder brush. And I just do kind of a light dusting all over my face, kind of focusing on those areas where I get oily. I really need to get like a table or something that I can put right in front of me when I'm filming, because everything is to the side over here, and so that's why I'm constantly turning to the side. My makeup table is actually over here, so if you're wondering why I'm over there. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into that e.l.f. contour palette, and I'm gonna go into this shade. And I don't wanna do like a really chiseled contour today. I'm just really doing sort of an everyday look. So I'm going to take this Sephora, this is a blush contour brush, and I'm just gonna kind of do a really light contour that's not chiseled. Just focusing right there in the hollow of my cheek, and then I'm going to take the side of that brush and hit the sides of my nose and right here. If you put a little bit of that contour color right here underneath your lower lip, it will give your lip a little bit of a fuller look. Then I'm going to go into this color right here, the bronzer color, and I'm going to warm up my face, and I'm just using that same Sephora brush. And this color is a little light for me, so I really kind of have to dip into it quite a bit. But I really like the color. If you have a light skin tone, this palette is fantastic. If you have a medium skin tone, then this one's going to be too light for you. If you are light bordering on medium, or sort of a light medium skin tone like I am, it will work for you. It's just going to be a little touch light, so you might have to kind of dip in several times. Alrighty, blush, I'm going to go with the IT Cosmetics. This is the Bye Bye Pores blush, and this is in Naturally Pretty. I have just been crazy about this blush this month, and I'm going to use, this is a Visanti Blush 7 brush. I don't know that this really does anything for my pores. I can't really tell, as far as, because I've got that primed and poreless primer on, and I don't think it really does anything extra, but I just really like the color. Okay, for highlight, I'm gonna go, I don't like the highlight color in this contour palette. I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation right here that really is fairly unnoticeable until you put that highlight on it. So I am going to go into my other e.l.f. contour palette, and I'm playing around with these to see if these all do the same thing. Because if I find that there's only maybe one of these that works, I'll put it in that other palette, because you can pop these out. So I'm going to go into this one right here, because I'm going to do kind of a warmer look today. And just sort of lightly hit the top of my cheeks. Okay, this is a Real Techniques contour brush that I'm using. And this one doesn't seem to be Well, yeah, I guess it is right there. I don't know if you can see that, but just right there, that one is bringing out that hyperpigmentation too. It just makes it look a little bit dirty. So I don't know if you can see that. If it's just me, leave me a comment down below and let me know if you can see that hyperpigmentation in there. I don't see it with every highlighter. I've just been noticing it with that e.l.f. one recently because I've really been using that palette pretty much every day this month. So for my eye primer, I'm going to go with Urban Decay's Primer Potion. This is the original. And I just take some and pat that on all over my lid. This is one of my favorite primers. If you would like a more affordable option for primers, Milani has a fantastic one, and the Wet n Wild Photo Finish Eye Primer is fantastic as well, and those are both drugstore prices. I just happen to have a sample size of this, so I am going to use every last bit of it because I love it. All right, brows, I'm going in with my Anastasia Brow Powder Duo. This is an Ebony, and I am going in with this Bodyography Pro brow brush. It's got like the small angled brush on one end and the spoolie on the other. And this has two different colors in it. I'm dipping into the darker one first, and that'll go on the lower and outer parts of my brow. And then going into the lighter color, and I will fill in that front, just to give it a little bit of dimension and a more realistic look. I don't really go for Insta brows. I just want to darken them up to match my hair because my brows have always been much lighter than my actual hair color. All right, and then I'm going to go in with my Anastasia clear brow gel and just kind of comb through and set that. This is another little sample size thing. I love getting those little sample sizes because it's so much fun to try the new stuff, especially the more expensive stuff like the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, like the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I love sample sizes because you get to try it without having to spend that kind of money. So I am going to zoom you in and we will work on eyes. Okay, I am using the Tartelette In Bloom palette. This was my 1 month, one palette for this month, and this is what it looks like. It's been really fun to play with, I will say that. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Coastal Scents brush. It's just like a flat paddle brush, and I'm going to go into Charmer right here. And I'm going to put that all over my lid to set that, what am I trying to say here? To set my eye primer as well as add a base. Then I'm going to go in with, this is another Real Techniques brush. It's one of those newer ones. It's the fluffy blending brush. And I'm going to go into Sweetheart, which is this pink color. And I'm going to use that as my transition shade. All right, now I'm going to take Real Techniques. This is the, I almost can't read it, base shadow brush. And I'm going to go into Rebel right here. And I'm going to put that on the inner corner of my eye, and then I'm also going to put it on the outer corner so I can do a nice halo look and bring that up a little bit. And then I'm just going to lightly connect those two. And then I'm going to go back in with that fluffy blending brush into Sweetheart and just buff out that line so that it's just nice and soft. And now I'm going to go in with, this is a Kat Von D smudge brush, just a nice flat brush, and I'm going to go into Leader right here, and I'm going to smudge that on my under eye and start that outer V. If you guys have watched my Get Ready with Me's before, you know that this is a fantastic technique if you have hooded eyes to give you that nice outer line to work with. I'm going to go back to that Real Techniques, that base shadow brush, and into Leader. And I'm just going to darken up that outer V just a bit. And I'm not going to blend this over very far. I'm really just kind of focusing that on the outer corner. And now I'm going to take another flat eyeshadow brush. This one is also by Coastal Scents. The Coastal Scents ones don't have names, but I'll show you this. This one that I used at first is, let's see, come on, this one that I used at first is much bigger. So this is a smaller one. And I am going to go into Firecracker right here. And that is going to go all over the center of my lid and overlapping those other colors on either side. And I'm going to take my Fiona Styles, this is the Ultra Smooth Waterproof Eye Defining Pencil in Coventry. And that's going to go on my tight line. And on that lower waterline, Kat Von D's, the inked liner in Trooper. And I'm not going to do a wing. Because this is just a fun, everyday, smoky look. And I don't wear a wing every day. If you have hooded eyes like I do, you know that wings are your nemesis. And so often they don't look good. And if I'm getting up in the morning, I'm getting ready to go to work, or I'm getting ready to go somewhere, I don't want to sit there and fight a wing. I just don't want to. So I usually save those for special occasions. Give those eyelashes a curl. And I'm going with the Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara. And we'll give that 2 coats. So there is that eye. I'm going to finish up this other eye and come back and we'll do lips. Okay, for lips, I'm going to go with Tarte's Lippy Lingerie, and this is in the color Whisper. I am obsessed with this. I absolutely love it, and I think it goes fantastic with this look. So there you go. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all of the feedback and positive support that you guys have given me since I started this challenge. I hope that you really enjoyed this sort of everyday smoky burgundy pinkish look. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. I have to figure something out before I post it, right? But I will figure out what I'm going to call it. But this is just a fun go-to look that I've done quite a few days this month that I've really loved. I think it's perfect for fall. It's sparkly, but it's not too sparkly. It's smoky, but it's not too smoky. Something you can wear to the office if you don't do the whole like no makeup thing, which I don't ever. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already.